4 facts about debts only rich people know. They don't want you to be rich. They are trying to protect you from success and failure. If you look and act like you don't need the money and you make them chase you, you will get all the money you want. And if you maintain your reputation as someone that always delivers and pay back on time, the bankers will be your buddies. 1. Banks want you to borrow money. In most developed countries, the interest rate is very low. In some countries, it is even negative. This means the saver is thrown under the bus, while the borrower is rewarded. Working hard to earn money seems to be an expensive way to get money. Why labor with your hands, time, and sweat for money when you can just chat with some bankers and they can give you your annual salary one afternoon to do business? I don't mean to demean hard work in any way. But you have to think about the spectrum you are coming from. Let's say you are working hard so that you can have enough money to invest so that you can gain passive income and be able to quit your job. Why not skip all that job step? Here is what I mean. Get the money, work hard on your investments and enjoy your life doing what you want. I believe work should be fulfilling. If you hate what you do, why do you stay there and endure it? The reason most people endure their horrible job is that they fear the unknown. But what if the unknown becomes known? This is where self-education comes in. Stay with your job if you find fulfillment in it. But if it is just about getting money for investments, banks are willing to give you money. In fact, they are more willing to give than you are to get it. The only reason they would turn you down is that they doubt your capability by how rich you seem to them. The same bankers that reject loan applications meet with top business people to persuade them to come to take a loan in their bank. You just need to be associated with the right kind of crowd. 2. The rich use debts to buy assets. My definition of an asset is consistent with Robert Kiyosaki's definition. It says an asset is that which puts money into your pocket. It means if it doesn't put money in your own pocket, it is not an asset. The biggest thing that keeps people poor is that they spend money on things that take money out of their pockets. They spend money on things that put them in a position of paying and not the position of receiving. I have noticed that super rich people have simple explanations. But the poor and average have complex explanations. Oftentimes, the purpose of complex explanations is to make people confused. When people are confused, they can't make a decision. If they don't make a decision, then they will follow through with the default choices of the crowd. In the modern world, the difference between the rich and the others is this. The rich know how to spend money. The average are taught to save money and the poor don't know how to make money. Both making money and saving money are good if you know the smart way to do it. But what makes a person get rich and stay rich is how they spend money. The rich buy assets. The others buy liabilities when they have money, hence digging themselves deeper into a hole. The rich buy things that put them on the receiving end of the financial system. This doesn't mean you should check your every purchase and make sure it lines up with this. Instead, it means that before you make any major purchase that puts you at the paying end, you should make a purchase that puts you on the receiving end. In most cases, it is not about what you buy. Instead, it is about what you do with what you buy. Never forget that it takes skill to do it right. This is why educating yourself matters a lot. 3. A $400,000 funny story. I heard this funny story about Donald Trump. He now happens to be the president of the USA. But this is way back when he was just a businessman. I heard the narration from another businessman who was active in business during those years. He was chatting with the bankers in the story and they told him their ordeal with Trump. Trump had gone to their bank for a loan. And they were going to approve it. They had gone through all the details. Then, Trump added an extra $400,000 for personal expenses. The interesting thing to the bankers was that Trump said, $400,000 for personal expenses, with a straight face. $400,000 was probably more than the annual salary of those bankers at that time. They were stunned that someone could ask for that without his expression giving away a fact that he was trying to play a smart one. He was stern and serious. The funny thing was that he got it. The bankers sheepishly admitted that they gave him the money. Sometimes getting the money you want is all about how you look. 4. Play the game before you buy your dreams. People get into debt for ridiculous things. The most ridiculous in my opinion at this time is student loans. It is a dangerous trap. Why is that a bad debt? Let us assume that the economy will always be good and you get a good job that only gets better. Let us also assume that you studied a great course in school that is in demand in the outside world. In the end, it doesn't put money in your pocket. In the end, you get to trade your time and skills for money. If your education is really an asset worth taking a loan for, why do you have to pay your time and sweat to turn it into money? It is like you are paying the system to take time away from you, and for you to trade your time for money later. That is not smart. Also, there is too much uncertainty in the world than to take up debt based on the fact that you would find a high-paying job and be in it for long enough to fully pay back. Rushing out of debt isn't very smart either. Many people are rushing to get out of debt only to get into another bad debt. Change your thinking. It is not about how to get out of debts, instead, it is about how can I have more good debts than bad debts. The thinking of paying your debts will only tend you to zero. Your fight will be to go from negative to zero. But having more good debts is about fighting to get into the positive and stay there. Just because you are reducing your debts doesn't mean you are making progress financially. Are you enjoying your life? Is your income becoming less tied to how much work you need to do physically? Think of the financial world as a game. It is about making more money come to you than is being taken from you. Everybody has things they'd love to buy for themselves. But play the game first and get ahead, then you can buy anything you want to buy. Thank you for watching.